Slate here in Northern Ontario. My name is Dave, and this is Applicator Siding, my in-skill layout. We're going to finish up the cell tower today. Shouldn't be a long video, just a couple of little demonstrations of things that I've done here, and we'll give you some glamour shots of what it looks like finished. So what I did over the last couple of days was I went through and did most of the static grass. I put on some foliage and some trees, and now I'm going to just finish up the area at the bottom of the cliffs here on the layout of the cell tower. So just give me a second here, and I'll switch it over, and you can get a look. So here we are. So you can see quite a bit's been done, and I'll show you the. I got to remember what camera it is. I'll show you. Let's go to preview 6, and there's the cell tower and all of its trees and everything in place at the top. I took down the backdrop board just to make it a little easier to see and to be able to use a few more cameras than just one or two. But for today, what we're going to do is we're going to finish this area with static grass. We're going to put static grass back in here. Some static grass down here. I'm going to talk about these three white things here. And we're going to do the grass probably just up to about here, maybe a little further, but I still haven't decided what I'm doing over here yet. I have the two minds to put in a siding or an industry or something back in here. So I don't know exactly what I'm going to do there yet. I've already started. So let me go back to. Let's go back to 3. You can see my talking head. So over on the other side of the layout, I've already started. I've laid out where a road's going to be. Some rock structures. I've cut a hole through the layout to put in a river. I'm going to have a double track bridge over that river and a highway bridge over that river. I have finished all the fascia around here now. You can see that there's this black fascia all the way around the outside here. So we're gradually moving that way on the layout. Now I think I said in one of these things that one of my goals was to have all the track laid and run trains by the end of this month. That's not going to happen. The reason is, first off, I don't have all of the switches and points that I need. I need a curved radius point, switch over on the other side of the layout here, because from just past the entrance to the quarry, right around to the far corner, it's a double track. So it's a passing track all the way around. And then when it comes around here, it's going to be behind me here. There will be the track leading into the paper mill, which you can't see, but it's telling you it's here. And I've also got to put in Applicator siding somewhere along here, and I've got to figure out where that logically fits. I've got lots of left-hand points, but I don't have a lot of right-hand points. I don't know why I didn't buy an even number of both. But you never can go without points. You always need them. So anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to start over here and get this done. Hopefully it's not going to be a long video, and so let's get at it. So first things first, these white things that are on down here, they're exactly the same as these. And what this is, you see that? There you go. It's ceiling tile. It's, I don't know, it's paper. It looks like it's paper, compressed paper. And years ago, back in the early 80s, when I was living out west, we had a tiny, tiny basement. Like, if it was 400 square feet, it was it. And it was filled with books and all sorts of stuff that we owned back out there. But I started a layout. It was an L-shaped layout. It was just a single loop. And I saw somewhere that somebody had used this stuff. So it has natural layers in it, which means that if you want, you could make it a rock face, which is what I've done on this one and this one. I did it on here too, and the static grass went everywhere, but actually I prefer the look. So what we're going to do first here is I'm going to take a pipette here, and I'm going to get some Mod Podge and I'll just show you here what I'm going to do here. So this is Mod Podge and Glue. I'm using a pipette because if I spray it, I'll get it all over all my fancy work, and I don't want to do that. I thought I had a little brush in here. Anyway, we'll just keep going. So this is very thin Mod Podge and in water. There, I also have the basing glue from War World Scenics. I have a huge bottle of the stuff, but I want to just see what happens with this Mod Podge conjunct. I'm sure I had a brush. No? I'll use this one. I'll use this one. So if you don't, I assume most of you are familiar with a static grass applicator. So I have two of these. I have this huge one, and then I have a tiny one. And I mean tiny, it's no bigger than a small little flashlight. And when you're working in a small, tight area, it's really useful to have that one around. They both run off of 9-volt batteries. This big one also runs off AC power plugged in. So all you do is take a pin, stick it close, that's where the static is. Turn this thing on, the light's on green, and then just gently shake. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just turn this off. This out, and I'm going to get the basing glue, and I am going to use a brush because the basing glue is thicker, and we're going to spread this around. So just forgive me for a second. I had a brush. Where did it go? Okay, just give me a second here. Ah, there she is. Sorry about that. So now I'm just going to cap this big bottle so it doesn't get paint everywhere, or ink, glue everywhere, not paint. And I'm gonna glue. In fact, I'm sure it is. But we'll spread it around. We'll just use one because we'll do more than I was going to. Actually, no. What we'll do is we'll scrape it up a bit, and I did vacuum this before. Now sorry, I'm thinking and not talking. So you just spread it around. Where did that go? War World Scenics makes like that. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to stop for a little while, and we'll let this glue set up. And then when we come back, we'll do some vacuuming, and we'll work on these rocks right in here. All right. So, like I say, we're going to take a break, let this glue set up, and come back and Oh, we're back. I spent the last hour planning what I'm going to buy for my backdrops. Doing some research online and trying to figure out which ones match which other ones, and then figuring out a price, which is not cheap, as I've just found out. Anyway, what I've done while I was away was I finished the grass. I'm going to switch over and let you see it. Finished the grass. I did the rocks here with more static grass. I put in some lichen for bushes, and I put in, I'm going to move that and see if can you see the trees? Yeah, you can see the trees. So these are trees that I bought from Wish.com, the Chinese website that if you go hunting you'll find lots of stuff on it. And the trees come in a very plastic green color. And so what I do with them is I put them on a piece of styrofoam, and I spray them with different shades of green camo paint to tone them down. And then once I've toned them down, I take them and I spray them with just a little bit of India ink wash, just to darken and give a little bit more color to it. So the India ink wash is, I keep it in a bottle like this, and I spray it on the grass, I spray it on the rocks. It just brings out the highlights as I'm working on stuff. So now you can see this is pretty well complete. I'm going to take the camera and see if this is probably going to be a disaster, but we'll try it. So we'll just loosen oh, there we go. And you can see my big light is lighting up the other side there. But let's go in tight. And there's the tower with the trees, the road that comes down and goes around to the highway. I'm sure that caused somebody some vertigo moving the camera around like that. So anyway, for now, this section at the back behind the quarry is roughly officially done. The highway is in and painted with the special asphalt paint from think it's MIG. Is it MIG or is it ammo? It is. Sorry, it's neither. It's AK Terrains. And in the past, I put it on with a trowel. But what I did this time around is I mixed it up in a bottle with some water and thinned it. It took 2 coats to go on, and then I had, as I've said before, I used to work at the Home Hardware here, and there's all sorts of different products that come in and get put on a shelf. You put on a shelf to test out whether it's going to work or not, whether we're going to make any sales in it. Well, we had this chalky patina paint, and this one is antique slate, so I got this for half price. Yeah, half price. When we were eventually selling them off and trying to get rid of them because we weren't doing business with them. We weren't making any business with them. And they weren't cheap. This little container used to cost $15, and I got it for half of that. So I mixed that in with the asphalt, and that gives it sort of that blue-gray look of highway. I still have to, of course, go back up there. I got to vacuum all of that, get the grass off it, and then I got to put some highway lines on it. And I'm debating how I'm going to do that. So that may be a video at some point. So anyway, for today, you can see that this is it completed. I have a little vehicle that's going to go up there and be parked right by the tower. A little utility vehicle. I just finished spraying it white, and then I'm going to have to go online and take a look at some pictures of how Bell decorates their vehicle, so make it look as close as possible to a Dell vehicle. So anyway, I want to thank you for watching. I'm quite happy with it. If you ask me how I know where I put the bushes, I don't know. It's just an artistic sense that's where I think they should go. I've noticed that a lot of people with trees and stuff put them in either in odd numbers, so 3s, 5s, even just a single tree by itself, and that's what I've done here too. So anyway, thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. Subscribing costs you nothing, and we'll see you next week. And I think next week we're going to have the top of the quarry over here still needs to have grout and stuff put in place, and then along the front where you can't see right now, but my laptop's sitting here and everything else, is the feeder line that goes into the quarry. That will need to be done. I'm going to put a little stream right close to the fascia here, so I'm going to have to put some sculpture mold in here to build this up so that it looks reasonably natural. So anyway, so I'll see you next week. Have a good week, and take care of yourself. And that's all for now.